Hi you all, it's me Vidya. So today's topic is the most awaited one, and I'm so sorry I couldn't do this as I promised, just because this is the second stage of residence visa. I have already made a video on the first stage of residence visa, which is submitting expression of interest, and this is the second stage of residence visa, which you get an email that your expression of interest has been accepted, and then you get this email from Immigration New Zealand that this is the time for you to apply for ITA, that is invitation to apply, and it is stage 2. So let's see how we do that. Stage 2 is very important when compared to expression of interest, obviously, because in expression of interest you are just claiming your points. You're saying that okay, I'm thinking that I get this and this points, and then they validate on a high level, and then they say to apply for invitation to apply. But then we actually need to submit lot of documentation during this stage, and then the documentation needs to follow certain rules. Otherwise the documentations will not be accepted by New Zealand immigration. That is really important. So that's why I want everybody to be really careful and follow each and everything before you submit your documents. Okay, so I will start with the email that I've got from New Zealand immigration. So New Zealand immigration says, okay, congratulations and all, and they give you all the documents that you need to apply to them. And the really important one they send is the checklist. So checklist is really helpful because it mentions all the documents that you need to send them. And please remember that all the documents needs to be submitted at once. You cannot send them in batches. So if you send them in batches, they're not going to accept your application, and they're going to send you back the application, and then again takes time to go to and fro with in this situation of COVID, it is taking ages to courier services and all. So make sure you submit all the documentations at once. You can submit more as proofs, but make sure you are not submitting any less. So here is a checklist. I'll say what documents I've submitted as a part of this. So first is the fee. So fee will be in pounds, in British pounds, because all these applications get processed in UK. When I submitted, it was 1,225 pounds. But then I don't know if they would have increased now, but this was in 2016. So they will ask for our credit card details once our application is successful, and then we can pay them. And then the next is the application for residence visa for New Zealand under skilled migrant category. So they have attached that application that we can fill in, because when they send you the mail, the application is also attached there, so we can fill that and send them. And then there will be another additional details form. It is INZ1134, and this additional details form needs to be filled by each and every applicant in your visa who are aged above 17 years. Say for example, only a family of a wife and husband are applying, so you need to submit this form separately for each of you. INZ1134. Similarly, if you have any kids less than 17 years, you need not submit this form for them. But if you have any kids more than 17 years, you need to submit a form even for them. So the form is really simple. It doesn't take much time for you also. It's not very complicated. It's just the details of have you ever worked. It's kind of your background verification check. A minute version of the police clearance thing. Have you ever worked in military? Have you ever worked in intelligence agency? Have you ever promoted violence? These kind of questions. So you need to make sure that you fill individual form for each and every person in your application aged above 17 years. And then next comes the birth certificates. Birth certificates is very mandatory here. It was not very much mandatory when we were in India, but then only because of this, me and my husband, both of us applied birth certificate for the first time. We had birth certificates, but they were not having proper details. The names were not good, the spacing was not good, lots of errors, so we had to again apply them just for this visa processing. Because you can't skip this, they will ask for reasons finding out, getting a birth certificate, I think would be easy than providing them with reasons. So please get started if you don't already have one. And then next is a passport. Obviously you will have one, because you won't be coming so far if you don't already have a passport. And then next is a general medical certificate. I'll make a quick video on where and how to get this made, because not every place does this. So there are only few places in India who does this, and I think out of both Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, only Hyderabad has 2 places who does this. And likewise, I think there are only metropolitan cities. Also in metropolitan cities, only maybe 2 to 3 places does this. Not every hospital provides this. So I'm going to make a separate video to give these details to you. So you need to go only to that particular place and then get this done. And then next is a police clearance certificate. As I always say, police clearance certificate also needs to be applied for each and every person in your application who is aged more than 17 years. And then next is English language. English language is needed for the principal applicant, and also is needed for the applicant. Say for example, you are the principal applicant, but your partner, you are claiming your partner's points for your partner's qualification and also education in NZQA, then your partner also needs to give IELTS exam, and it is mandatory. And then next is evidence of partnership. So here, evidence of partnership need not be marriage certificate, because here evidence of partnership, what they mean is you need to be in a stable relationship for more than 12 months. And you can show proofs, you can send chat, if you had any chat messages, text messages or anything, they accept. Or if you are staying in an accommodation and you have something on both of your name, accounts, joint accounts or anything, so they consider all this kind of. So having maybe joint bank account, having a joint bank account, or having an accommodation under your name and you're staying there for more than 12 months and providing these kind of documentations is necessary. You need not be necessarily married, but you can be in a stable relationship, and you can prove that you're in a stable relationship if you want to come here to New Zealand. So that is that for evidence of partnership. And then for qualification, I've already told this in the stage 1 video that you need to apply for NZQA even before submitting this stage 2 application, right? So you will have to get your outcome of NZQA before submitting this application. So you need to attach that NZQA outcome report under qualification documents. So that is what they need. And work experience evidence. This is really very, 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 very important. How many stars you want to put, you can put that many stars, because it is really important, because there is a specific way you need to make these templates. Missing any one detail in the document may screw up your application. So I'm planning to make a separate video on how you have to create these documents. I really forgot about creating these documents, but it is really, really very, very, very important, and it takes time, and it is very complicated to get these documents together. I'm making a separate video out of this just after this, but I'll upload them separately. Please make sure you create these documents following a similar template. You cannot miss any of the details, because they specifically say in bold in this letter that it should specifically have your start and finish dates, it should have your position, it should have the average number of works you worked per week, the name, address, contact details of the employer, everything. So I have some templates that I followed then, and then no questions asked. It was all good. So I will be sharing how you need to do these documents. And then next is a PATA qualification, which is also NZQA. So this is the documents on a high level that you need to submit for your stage 2 application processing. So all these documents, they actually give an address to send these documents to, and it will be a UK London address that you need to mail all these documents to. And then once they validate and then finish the application processing, they are going to send all these documents back to you. So that's even if you send the original copies, I think they will need the original copies. Yeah, they ask for the original copies. So they mention specifically that if they need original, if they mention it as original or a certified copy, then you can, if there is an or condition, you can put a certified copy, but if they say they need original, then you need to submit the original. So it depends. For work and experience, they have asked original or certified copies, so you can either submit original or certified, but you are going to get the documents back, so that's okay. So this is on high level on how you need to submit the documents, but there are two other linked videos that I'll make to them on where to get the medicals and how to get this work experience evidence documents done, because they are important. I'll make them as a separate video. Please stay tuned. Please do reach me if you have any questions. All the best to you. Take care. Bye bye.